On July 15, 2019, BNSF, BNSF train number 6219, which is 218, was carrying coaches. Not coaches, but carrying cargo. It was a heavy loaded train. Was a little too heavy, and it couldn't carry that much passengers. I can't even say it right. But it was carrying with a buck car, flatbed car with tracks that's gonna be repaired for a next train that's coming soon. They're carrying red green cars, GRAIN cars, and the red and white ones. But students know they wasn't gonna make it for the final disaster strikes. BNSF 6219. It was still going on adjacent track, but it was too heavy. So they decided to slow it down to increase speed power going back up. But they realized they done something wrong. BNSF 6219 was about to cross the gates, but it was still going too slow. But soon as driver named David Buster saw it increase, and the increase was at 102. He tried slowing it down, but it increased more, up to 174 after it passed 162. When you see a police car, he blows the horn, but the police think that's what they're doing, but they don't know it's an emergency problem. The train sped up to 78 and 79 miles per hour. The train was about to go too fast. Then he noticed something wrong. It went from that 100 into the 331 miles increased. He was at 91 and 92 miles per hour. The police was using its speed monitor and trying to check what's causing it to blow the horn. But the police recognized the train was going over 50 miles per hour and is over at 106 miles per hour. The signal was on red and it was on the jet, but the green signal was supposed to be red, and the train instead still goes. The train was going over 431 miles per hour speeds, and increased more power at the BNSF head into the 600s. The train increased more and more as he tries to slow it down, so he used emergency brakes. He pressed emergency brakes and tried to stop it, but it still went up. And then disaster strikes. BNSF 6219 first on the side exploded into pieces. The new BNSF Santa Fe train, which is the increase in step goes faster. Finally, the increasing slows down after passing 1,000. It's down into the 9,000. Both drivers, David Buster and John Hudson, did not survive the accident and the crash. Whatever that cargo thing is called, and the green car, the red GRARN car, and derailed. The new Santa Fe train number 65-3, which is 653, derailed. And much cars derailed. Oh, what? Yeah, you're not laying down, faker. No. Now you just want to play. No. I got some bad. After it passes the red signal, it crashes. That time, the cargo wasn't delivered. On February 13, 2021, Santa Fe train number 2639 was going from the Santa Fe yard to Florida, which is the cargo area. They had to be a little bit slow at 24 miles per hour at the lead switch because there's a flat cargo car, but it's not with cargo, but it's gonna be with cargo soon though. But they had to be slow because usually it floats over by its side easier. And you can tell because it's right there, right behind. It's right behind the tracks, the flatbed tracks cargo car with the yellow box car. When it hits the switch and it heads on this line, it can speed up. But right now it's going between 24 miles per hour. Dun, 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 dun. the flatbed beam car was behind the flat car, which is in front of the tracks car, which is going to be delivered for a track maintenance due to a track faulty problem after a train derailed, which is a shuttle 4-car train, which is an Amtrak shuttle. Because the Amtrak routes was again this canceled because it got delayed. Now finally they can speed up the train, but they forgot that the emergency brakes was implied, and plus they forgot about getting pressure for the engine just in case if it loses control. But they didn't know. Santa Fe engine number 2, which is right here down looking at it right here, was smoking, and it was fire. It was speeding its engines up. And when driver name, which is a girl which is a woman named Indiana, Ashley or Mickles was driving the train. Looks out the window and hears that the train was roaring. She told the driver, which is the man name, which is the police driver name, Michael Hudson, was the co-owner of the train, which is controlling it. She told him that the engine is worn, the engine is roaring, and they tried slowing it down, but instead it crashed at 216. The strikes even got worse. At the back of the cars, it flipped over on its side, slowing the train down. They tried for emergency brakes, but it went kaput, and the train started slowing down. When they were looking at the train speed, it slowed down to a stop. Santa Fe train number 2639. Cargo cars flipped over on the side, crashes. Some of the injured people that was waiting for the switch, waiting for the train to go pass by, was probably injured. 2 people dead, 1 injured after it hit the crossing, and it pushes its side went this way. Then one of them got stuck and squished by the train. This is the tracks that I'm talking about. This one. These are the old tracks that got replaced, but now this is new tracks. This is the flat car that I was talking about. This one I hate this one because this thing flipped the whole entire train off the rail. And then the flatbed cargo car, which is derailed, was delivering rails. Also derailed. The damages was $526. But it didn't apply to that, so it was $26,000 for the disaster strikes after the accident. On July 15, 2018, a new progress, which is for the Amtrak train, added their new train, which is the Santa Fe train, which is the Nash Freight. the freight train, which is the Amtrak train. Instead, the new Santa Fe train 653 want to carry the Amtrak cars to their destination due to the breakdown. So they instead got us a new Santa Fe train to make them get into good service. It has a good power engine in here and 4 drivers that can control the the uh, the back steerings and more. It was heading down its track towards the crossing. They slowed down to give a switch track, but they failed to go on the other track. They slowed down back up. They reversed and got onto the track. They wait for a switch to activate. Then they proceed onto track 2, which is the Amtrak track. So now there was 2 multiple tracks into 3 that could go to the other track. So they decided to go to the main track. Finally, on their approach to California. Passengers seeing the night skies as the Amtrak goes bypass. People sleeps in sleeper cars and more, and eating before going to sleep and more. Drinking their beverages before going to sleep and doing some stuff, playing their games and all that. But it was kind of too dark, and the driver didn't know what it was. They passed a train that was out of service, but whatever it was. They saw a pool of water that was steaming and fresh. They wanted to go in there so bad, but it was too cold at that dark. They head into the desert lands on the Amtrak service. As soon as it was a yellow signal telling them to slow down after passing the crossing, but decided not to listen and still proceed. They head into the downtown cities of California East. It was slight changes a little bit. The Amtrak fleet was leaking oil for no reason. Another one, which is the yellow signal they were supposed to be on the other side, but the other side on the other track, but instead still proceed down the tracks. Passengers realized that the train was going a little bit too fast. They can see the front train how it was going. And then, as the yellow signal proceeded again, it didn't switch, and it should have showed a red signal, which is a red signal, whatever it's called, a red sign that the train was still going fast. Another yellow signal telling them slow down. But instead, the next freight train 653 was still going, as the Amtrak train Amtrak number 93 was still going. They head into the tunnel at 65 miles per hour. Stop! Oh. They head onto the lead switch and final track red sign. They saw old tracks that used to belong to the train and got replaced. And then they crashed right into a truck, and then the brakes malfunctioned and started to slow their train down and started braking. The train slowed down, but when they tried to slow it down again, so they tried slowing down again. But fortunately, when they did, the train instead proceeds to still go. They're almost at their stop, but the train proceeds little too fast. As Amtrak train number 93, which is the freight train 653, disaster strikes. Amtrak train number 93 crashes into the trees. It skids on its side, crashing it and exploding it. As 3 coaches came off the rail at the section of the crossing. When he tried to slow it down, it was too late. One car driver died after it hit, and the police saw everything happen. The sheriff of the police, Crook County, came as fast as they came with an emergency. They said emergencies respond at the train crossing at 28th Avenue and Wisconsin Street. There's a train crash at 28th Street and Chicago Street. It passed California. It was supposed to be stopping there, but they haven't listened. Drivers of the train died as the new train crashed. As the everything what happened, it crashed. Even cars saw it. A lot of cars saw what happened. But how they didn't know that the cars was getting uncoupled. But I don't know. They said they don't know if the car's gonna flip over. A few seconds later, the train burst into flames. As the third car came on back of their rails, but the passengers still died. Passengers hold on for the dear life, try and get out the train and budge through the doors. And then emergency response responders came onto the rescue, and it was too late to save the both passengers that would come and breathe inside the train when the smoke kept getting inside the windows. 65 people died in the accident, 33 injured after the collision. At the third car, some of them, which is 25 people, died. Come on, I keep on yelling. And then 3 injured inside the car. It was too late to pull the emergency brakes. What caused this accident? Was it the faulty brakes, or was it on the wrong track? As the Santa Fe train 653 was supposed to be on the same back on the other track, but due to the train, which is a freight called the freight train, is on the freight train side, didn't switch. But another collision happened as a runaway train came out of nowhere. But then disaster happens again. On June 26, 2019, a new CN prototype train, which is 1234, had the same train as 1234, but is a brand new CN train for the new game after the game got updated with the new CN train. This train is a prototype, which is getting tested for overruns and brakes problems too. This train was carrying cargo cars and box cars and a dumper car. One dumper car, two Grand Red cars. Grand Red cars. But instead, they did the baddest situation. They said they're gonna do a prank to this train, and they did a fake prank, but it didn't went well. They instead slowed the train down to the 4 minus, but then they still kept doing it. They kept doing it until it breaks. But then it was too late. They tried trying to slow it down, but they called for alert, and the train at the back of the car was derailing. But it was too late. No, you don't want to do that. No. No. I just licked my whole finger. It's not Barbie, but no. Oh, this is me. But yeah. But then the train crashes on its side, and then disaster happens. The train skids along the grasses at the percent speed, crash into trees, then scratch its whole face off, and then it goes back down, and then everything is still going until explosion happens. And then the CN train number 1234, which is 388, flips on its side and crashes. Between it at the crossing, passengers and people saw passengers on the buses and people saw the horrifying sight as it flipped over on its side and crashes off the rails. The box car derailed and This car, I forgot what it's called, but yeah, foot on its side. And these two cars which is red cars, are still upright but still running until it got retired due to the faulty problems. At the Castleton, train explosion happened. After that, those two drivers died, which is Michael Cutson and Jordan, as the train derails at the percent side of the grass.